Okay, members, we'll come back to order. My apologies for underestimating the efficiency of the Rules Committee, but hopefully everybody had a nice coffee break and a chance to visit. We are back on bills here, members, and before us now, House File 1607, Representative Woodard's bill. I will move House File 1607 to pass and be referred to the General Register. Representative Woodard, to your bill, and I understand you do have an amendment to move as well. Would you like me to move that right away, or do you want some discussion first?
That would be great, Mr. Chair, if we could move that.
All right. I will move the RA 12-392 amendment, so the bill is in the form the author prefers. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The amendment is adopted. Representative Woodard, to your bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House File 1607, as we heard on the floor last week, is the Capital Security, or the Capital Complex Security Advisory Committee. It does two primary things. It does establish a advisory committee for capital complex security, and the second thing it does is it provides for the State Patrol to provide security services to members of the legislature, members of the constitutional officers who may be subject to a threat. The floor conversation, or the floor debate, turned into a discussion on data privacy, and that's the A12 amendment that Representative Holberg and Chair Westrom and I worked out. And what it does is on 4.8 takes out the language about data exchange with individuals under this paragraph is not public data. The concern was that with the private sector and public sector members of this committee, that data that would be exchanged between them in open meetings should be open data, and that's a good point, which is why we took that out. So there is peace in the valley on the data practice piece of this, which is why it was, I believe, re-referred.
Thank you, Representative Woodard. Representative Breinart.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Representative Woodard, will you explain why that line was in the bill in the first place?
Representative Woodard.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Representative Breinart, it initially was in there because it does help facilitate the conversation. We have, the idea is that the Director of Security or the Vice President of Security for Target, if they were participating in this, may want to provide data to the committee that would be they would want to keep private because it has to do with their own security practices. But certainly the issue of data practices and data security and data privacy sort of trumps that idea.
Representative Breinart.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate the motivation for the change. I'm interested in whether there are advocates who will find this problematic in terms of how this will move forward.
Representative Woodard.
Mr. Chair and Representative Breinart, actually the advocates, Rich Neumeister in particular, helped us draft the original language, and this kind of tightens it up even more, so he certainly is supportive of it. He's the primary advocate that we've worked with on this issue.
Representative Kiffmeyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Representative Woodard, I support your bill, and this is all fine, but I thought it might be interesting for folks to know that the troopers and security folks do provide services to constitutional officers. And so I've personal experience with that, especially serving over 9/11, and incidences after that where they received threats against me as I was going out, and not only State Patrol, but city, campus, highway, county, you name it. They are very responsive and very helpful, as they really would and should with any citizen that is in that situation or in that. So I just thought it would be important for folks to know that. And certainly my concern here is more for the general public, and that especially as we look forward to restructuring our capital, that this is a good time for us to take a look at these things, because there may be other things for the Capitol or other structures. So just to let you know, on as officers and in that regard, but I think at this time this is a good thing, and I do support it. Thank you.
Representative Woodard.
Just real quick on that, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Representative Kiffmeyer, for that. I could not agree more. I think our State Patrol is certainly an asset to the state. They did ask for this language to help clarify when this would be, when constitutional officers and legislators in particular, I think was the bigger issue, when that protection would occur and how that process would work. So it is a clarification of that, but you're correct. They certainly have provided that in the past. And also it is good timing, as we discussed, with potential capital restoration.
Representative Carlson.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I think you just perhaps answered it. I was asking more through curiosity about the section providing protection for constitutional officers and legislators, because I think we've all observed the Highway Patrol from time to time here in the building or in some of the hearings. And my question was going to be what's changed, but apparently it's simply to clarify then. I remember during NSP Prairie Island Conference Committee, now called XL, Highway Patrol provided protection out at one of the senator's homes because he had been threatened, who was on the conference committee. So they have been doing it, but if it's just simply to clarify, that answers the question. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Carlson. Seeing no more questions, Representative Woodard, any final comments?
No, I appreciate the committee's support.
Thank you, Representative Woodard. So I will renew my motion for House File 1607 as amended to pass and be re-referred to the General Register. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion prevails, and the bill is on its way. Thank you, Representative Woodard, for that. And you are still before us with Senate File 1678, correct? We're going to move the Senate file?
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
All righty, members, I will move Senate File 1678 to pass and be re-referred to the General Register. And Representative Woodard, I'm looking at a handful of amendments here. None of these are yours, correct? Are any of these amendments yours, Representative Woodard?
Mr. Chair, the amendments that we had actually were we're trying to take the House File 2059 and have it conform to the Senate File 1678. So there are 3 amendments that I'm aware of, and those 3 amendments are actually incorporated in the Senate file. So 2 of those I was moving. Representative Champion was going to move one of those. He and I have had a conversation, and exactly what he was looking for is in the Senate file. So I think we're good on the amendments.
Great. So Senate File 1678 being before us. Any questions or discussion, members? Seeing no questions, I will renew my motion to pass Senate File 1678 to the General Register. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion prevails, and the bill is on its way. Thank you, Representative Woodard. Members, we do not have any other business before us. I have not had a chance to confer with the chair to know what our schedule might or might not be going forward here, but we'll keep you posted, and we are adjourned.